Chinese boat. On New Year's Eve, they fold thousands of boats, and it's usually out of joss paper, which is gold on one side and paper or rice paper on the other. And then when they fold it into a boat, they set it on fire and set it in the river, and then when the paper's burned away, what's left is a gold boat. And that's the symbol that you have passed from the old year into the new year. So now let's learn the Chinese New Year's Eve boat. We're going to hold our paper up, holding it lengthwise. You're going to line up the corners and the edges. This is how you'll fold a perfect crease every time. Once it's lined up, you pull to the center and pinch. Then you can let go and pull out to each edge. They could probably do it, and don't do it for them, just because then they won't remember how they did it. Perfect. And then they'll be so proud of themselves if they've done it. Okay, we've done the first crease very well. We're going to open it up. I'll tell you what you've just done. You have made a valley crease because the crease dents in. On the other side of the piece of paper, you've made the mountain crease because the crease dents out. In a book, it will show you how to fold a valley crease by folding it towards you, and that will say dash, dash, dash in the picture. That means fold the crease towards you. In the picture, if it means a mountain fold, folding behind you, it'll say dash, dot, dash, dot. That means fold behind. So really, it's just one crease. It's just decides which piece of paper you're on. All right, now we're going to open it up. And this step is called paper airplane, which is, if you've ever made paper airplanes, you fold the corner down till it meets right in the center. So if you do that on the top and the bottom, and in origami you go right up to the crease, not over it. Because when we fold this together like this, you don't want everything bunched up in the middle. So we're going to fold this crease and this crease, and then we'll turn it around. And on the same side with the valley, we will fold the creases, the corners down till they meet in the middle again. And it will look like this. Now I come around and help. Do you see how that is? You've already got it, don't you? Yes, you do. Crease it real good. Now that one. All the way to, oh, that's good, that's perfect. Now you can do that corner. Now, we need a crease that goes even with this edge, and this is where it would be a dash dot, because we're going to fold this whole triangle piece even with that edge behind. And you'll do that on both sides. Origami is very synchronistic. You do it on one side, or symmetrical. You do it on one side, you do that on the other. So on the top and the bottom, you'll fold these triangles behind, and it will look like this on the back. See, I just folded the triangles behind. It'll look like this on front. It'll look flat on the front. Okay? We see if everybody needs help. You've done it. You've done it. You're good. You're good. Very good. All right. Now, you know that somebody's going to ask you, how did you do this? So you might end up being a teacher. So that's how come I'm being very specific that this is a mountain fold, this is a valley fold. So you'll want to look at books. Let's see where you're at. Yeah, go ahead, crease it. You got it.
Good job.
You got it. Now put this back out. One step usually leads to the next step. And that's what we're doing. We just make creases, and we need the middle line right here. So we're going to put the triangles on top of each other and get a middle line. And then undo it. You need a middle line. Good, good. You can almost tell what's going to happen next. See how this is? What we're going to do, though, is this line right here is going to set down right on top of the center line. And when I do that on both sides, it's going to end up looking like a square sitting on top of a bar. A square on top of a bar. Now come around and good. Okay. This line is going to sit down on the center. And when you do that to both, it ends up looking like a square. Oh, and if it doesn't float the first time, what you'll do is set it out of the water, let it dry, because once paper is dried, it's really crisp. And so once it's dried, then it'll be a lot stronger. And then you can set it back in the water again, and it'll float again. All right, we're done when we get these last two steps, which is this straight line is going to fold till it meets in the center, with all the paper and part of the triangle with it. And don't go over the center line, just right up to it. And when I do that to both of them, these two edges are going to meet right there in the center, like this. And then the crease, the mountain crease is already there, and it's going to fold up together just like this. Just like it's going to fold up like a hot dog, right back on itself, with these things in the center. So you know you've done it right if everything's all tucked inside and there's no cut edges. And this isn't a boat yet. Yes, it is. I'll show you. Here it is. All right, here's the magic. You don't have to do this in one step. You can do it in two. You'll hold right here on one side of the bar and then pull the opposite side. On this side, you'll hold this side of the bar and on the opposite side. So, but I'm going to do it both at the same time. Wow! I know, I just blew your mind. Okay, I'll come around and help. Well, look, she did it perfect. Show yours, Celeste. Wow. See? That is a beautiful boat. Did it break? No. Okay, if it comes apart, you just fold it back together. If you get lost, you always go back to the last step and then do it again. Okay, I'll help. Okay, you're going to fold it right here. On this side of the house. Go ahead, hold the little right there. Okay, now pull this side. Did you feel that folded? Okay, now hold this side. And pull that one. And pull that. Good girl. There's your boat. Now we can put the people inside. Okay, hold right here. Okay, now hold that one real hard. Real tight. Now pull this. Pull it. Good job, Chloe.
These are the same corner.
You can feel the paper pulling? Okay, now reach right here on this side.
This little piece right here.
And pull this one.
Yeah, just a little bit. But since you're holding it really tight right there.
There you go.
You can just put it in the water like that.
You have a Chinese boat. You're welcome.
Everybody will drink up on it.
Now hold right here.
I'm not joking.
Okay, you're gonna hold that side, then you're gonna pull this one.
Hold up your boat.
Okay, and hold the paper that's under, yeah, that paper is what you're pulling out. Yeah, that's it, keep going.
I don't remember how to do it.
Okay, girls, let's go.
Ta-da! Okay.
She made it back. She did.
Hold right here. Let's see, right there. Okay. Now pull right these hands. Right, hold right there.
Yeah.
Oh, did you feel it?
Throw it away.
Yeah. There you
No,
go.
you gotta take it out.
That's it, Shaylee.
Or you can just flush it down.
Very good. Okay, Chrissy, here we go.
Somebody else can do this.
Okay.
Trying to show me that I'm.
So that's, you're gonna pull.
Thank you.
Okay, all the paper that you're unfolding is underneath there.
Okay.
So you don't want to hold it where it's going to be bunched up. Put your fingers here. I'm going to pull with you. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Did you feel the paper pulling?
Yeah.
Okay, now pull this side and pull this one.
Okay.
You're scared of ripping it. It will rip, and then you just fold another one because they fold thousands. So isn't that neat? That's the keel of the boat, which that little dagger part will help it stay level in the water.
Just a little bit, or do you leave it just like that?
You can open it up. You can crease these edges. In the books, they actually have more difficult boats, but this is my favorite because it's magical.
It is. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I got some brand new people already.